following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Fucking three of us dancing to that. Oh, thank God this is a podcast.
So middle-aged.
I know, I've just given myself an injury. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this special spooky edition of Hallmark of Greatness, or Hallmark of Graveness. The show where we constantly wonder about, wondering where we are out aloud. I'm Joe. No. I'm Joe.
Okay.
With me, as always, his pockets full of pies and his helmet damp with magic water. It's James.
That was never proved.
And back of his Ibiza residency as the tiny technomancer, it's Planty.
Where am I?
In high vis, in high definition now as well.
Yeah. I should have put high vis on for this one. I could have been part of the Ghostmobile.
If you'd like to keep up to date with all the Hallmark of Greatness gossip, you can follow us on Twitter at Hallmark of Great, all one word. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky at Hallmark of Greatness. Or if you live with your lathe in a cupboard under the stairs, you can email us at hallmarkgreatness@gmail.com. It's Halloween. Well, it's nearly Halloween. So we take another break from whatever it was we were doing last time, TV shows.
Which was a break from something else.
Which was, I think, a break from the original Hallmark brief. Yeah, I think eventually we go full circle. I mean, Planty has suggested some cracking films. That one where Jesus trains an MMA fighter has got us written all over it.
I'm hoping that's got an Easter release in the cinemas. I'm petitioning for that in the Carlisle View, I've got to be honest.
I had a brief look at the synopsis and it goes on about the Vikings or something. I've got no idea what that's on.
Mate, can you imagine? It's basically Assassin's Creed with Jesus. Fucking yeah.
Where are the Goths? Anyway.
They're in the trees.
Assassin's Apostles' Creed.
Oh, that's the one.
That's
good. It is. Yeah.
And also the one, the sexy stripping for Christmas Hallmark one with,
Oh, the sexy Santa, who's not particularly sexy.
Oh no, there's a sexy snowman that comes to life.
He's not sexy.
With Chabert. Yeah, he looks like it. No, there's also another one where your man has to go back to his hometown and open up an all-male strip review to save the breakdancing contest or something.
Was this in the chat this weekend when I was doing other podcast stuff? Because I missed this one.
I've missed this.
Wow.
Did you dream this, Joe?
It just... No, I'll find it. It's a real thing. So we might be doing them for Christmas. We might not be.
This is the script Joe's writing. When nights he's not doing this, or damn it.
Yeah, basically.
Stripping up and down a candy cane, yeah.
It's a real thing. I'm gonna find it in a bit and show you. But yeah, in taking a break from that, and because it's Halloween, we thought we would do something that me and Planty remember very well from our childhoods. James has no memory of it because he is but a waif. We're talking, of course, about 1992's Ghostwatch. There's no music for this because the music for it's just all right.
Wow.
I mean, has the synopsis matron got back?
Oh yeah,
did we pay the ransom?
Yeah. What? It's the screaming story murderer of spookiness, and it's just come back from the Irish wedding that it was at. But it's run out of grave water, hence the need to jack up the old adverts. Which is why today we're sponsored by Thickness. Be ready.
Is that CK or CC? Because that's how some youths spell it, isn't it?
Oh, the youths.
I mean, if you have to ask.
I'll never know.
It said Ghostwatch 1992. Isabel Ghost is an isolated half-daughter of Kevin Sorbo, who must fight through space and or time, or else death! Along the way, Isabel encounters Terry Watch, a gastroenterologist who'll give you a good hiding if he sees you in those woods again. Things become complicated when cannibals take over the mayor's office and the couple have to set aside their differences. Will they go on a successful first date? Reply hazy, ask again.
I mean, the cannibals in the mayor's office sounds tremendous.
It does, yeah.
I mean, this is such an obvious thing for me, but I heard Terry Waite, obviously, and back
May
to
he
all
rest
that
in
rubbish.
peace.
Yeah, back to all that rubbish. Yeah.
Do you want to do your Jerry Sandwich joke?
No.
I just like how it brought it all back with will they go on a successful first date? Forget all the cannibals in the mayor's office.
Well, I mean, that's a surefire way to stop that first date being a success. Or make it a success.
Make a break, isn't it?
I can't find it. It is a real film, and I want to say Michael Modine's in it. He's not.
Of course he is. Standard.
The actual synopsis for 1992's Ghostwatch, I've lost. Oh, wait, there it is. Professional. In a live, quote-unquote, broadcast on Halloween night, a BBC team investigate a reported poltergeist in an ordinary London home. Now, Planty, your memories of this?
My memories were absolutely 100% where it should be. I was 12 years old at the time, maybe just about to 12 and a half, I guess, thereabouts. Oh, no, in fact, I'd nearly be 13. And I watched
He was
it
a seedling.
up until, oh, very good, up until a point. And I turned it off because I was scared. That's how scary this was to me. And it's exactly the point where it stops being scary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exactly that bit, which we're going to come to, and I will point out, listeners, the bit I'm talking about.
Oh.
But it's fucking brilliant, is
It's
Still.
tremendous. I was watching it back, and I was going, this is rubbish. I'm like, and then by the end of it, she was like, that was actually pretty good.
Me and Rachel, my wife, we watched it one and a half times. Watched it 1.5 times, right? And all the way through, she's going, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? And I'm like, no, and I can't take it back because we're watching it on the dodgy thing. And she's like, take it back, you see that? And we take it back and it broke, and then we had to resume again the next night. But I didn't see whatever the fuck she was looking at. But
I did pay for this on Prime.
Yeah, same.
To rent it, well, to buy it permanently, because I think it's one of those ones that I will go back to every Halloween, because it genuinely is. It was the first, again, as I would have been, 12 at this point, 11, 12, something like that. And I remember watching it going, all right, a real ghost hunt, love ghosts, me, all my big books of demonology and all that, because I was a weird, lonely child. And it scared the shit out of me. Like, but the ending in my head is completely different from how it actually ends. So I don't know what happened. Whether I turned it off and made up my own ending as well.
That's very highly likely.
You went back to your Dorling Kingsley Encyclopedia of Ghosts and made up your own. I know you had it. We all had it.
Ladybird Book of Witches.
Yes. I have to make a pencil tangle then. But yeah, it's a tremendous thing, and it's the earliest thing I can think of that is BBC kind of doing a hoax, and not like the spaghetti tree and stuff and all that, because that, but like
proper,
you would know that this was a dramatization is the opening 30 seconds when fucking Play It One comes on, like, you know what I mean, like whatever it was, like. Other than that, if you turned it over, you've got Parkie sitting there talking to a woman who was a ghost expert while Mike Smith's receiving phone calls. Like, you'd think, is this Ghost fucking Crime Watch? Like,
yeah, so that's probably worth pointing out from the outset in case people aren't familiar with that. But there was Crime Watch, and I think there was like Hospital Watch, Train Watch, Plant Watch.
There was one. There was the ITV one was with Detective Inspector John Stalker, who was the detective inspector for Manchester Great Manchester Police.
Yeah,
and
boy.
you've just unlocked a core memory there, James. And I'm grateful and furious at the same time.
Oh, we're going to have to see what happened to Stalker now.
Oh, he's dead.
He's well dead, yeah. But yeah, it's a brilliant piece of drama fiction.
It's great.
It's a brilliant thing. And again, rewatching it, there was moments where I was genuinely, it's that good, even, you know, because it's...
This is the thing. I watched it
Here we go, the youth.
proper, not in its proper context of, I can imagine being a lad, seeing this on, it's Michael Parkinson. He's a everyday he died last year, but he was an everyday figure in British TV for decades. And he's a comfortable, he's always
a friendly
there,
granddad.
Sort of
He's a... Yeah.
So I sort of went into this knowing it's not being live broadcast, or that's how it would appear.
It was like trailed as a live ghost hunt and all this. The build for it and everything was tremendous.
I would have loved to have seen it in its proper context. Is what I'm saying. If we're getting into it,
let's go.
Yeah.
Why is he trying to sell us over 50 life insurance in front of all these skulls and a picture of a ghost?
I like the set of this. It's like he went, get me Tim Burton's non-union Mexican representative.
Timo Bertoni.
So, Senor Parkinson. Although a fun fact is that wallpaper was made by like someone scraping their face across a photocopier while it was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which I was like, that's good. Like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
It's one of only 3 fireplaces I've ever seen in a BBC TV show. And one of them was Noel's Crinkly Bottom.
I was going to say Noel's House Party is the other one. Oh, that's probably worth a do.
Oh, yeah. Tony Blackburn getting kicked out of a door. Mr. Blobby falling over. Yeah, go on then.
Anyway,
Everyone's got all these sweaters as well with Ghostwatch on it. Everyone's got it on, all the crew and everything.
because it
Nice
looks
attention to detail.
official. It looks like a real, we're going to go out and do this. Yeah.
It also gives it an appearance of being on for ages and you're just watching the last episode, which I think is sort of what they were going for.
It also had like a weird, remember Telethon?
Oh, I remember with Michael Aspel.
Yeah, it had that thing.
And all the people that they couldn't get on Red Nose Day.
Yeah, it was like ITV's offshoot of Red Nose Day or Children in Need called Telethon.
But it went on till like 5 a.m, didn't it?
Yeah, and by that point, it was kind of like Parks and Rec, where there's just a man playing a harp and like.
And it was a rip-off of the Jerry Lewis telethons. You know, the Jerry Lewis for the Daft Kids telethons that he did for like 50 years. He did those on TV until they went finally, Jerry, you're just not a big drawer anymore. And he went, I'll show you, and lived for another 20 years.
I'm going to do a film about clowns in concentration camps.
Oh, this year, lads.
This year we get to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, exciting stuff.
My Christmas Day, watch that.
Jesus Christ. Is everything all right at home, Planty?
Yeah, it's just I'll be on my own.
We're here at Foxhill Drive in Northolt, West London, where we get this sort of semi-detached house, a nice suburban residence sort of thing.
Semi-detached house in London. Someone's doing it all right.
I know, right? Yeah. We've got some footage that's being played of. Apparently, this is a really haunted house. It's 99 on the Hauntamatron or something. We get this footage.
Marty Kane comes out. References for just me.
Two children are trying to go to sleep with a camera in the room. This was the early 90s. And we get...
Are they Eggman's children?
Eggman does come up in my notes a little bit later.
Luckily, they have plenty of plugs in this room. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to put all these 16 cameras around the house.
Yeah.
And spooky stuff happens. Anyone want
There's banging. And then the kid goes, he's back! And then, like, some stuff flies about a bit and the kids get taken out.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it looks legit. It looks like security camera footage. Like it looks. Yeah. Having watched a lot of Ghost Hunters and that one where them guys in black vests yell in attics.
Oh yeah.
Ghost Bros or whatever it's called. Yeah.
The only issue that I've got with it is that the camera then zooms into their faces as all this shit's going on, so you don't actually see any of the shit flying about.
Enhance.
And then at that point we get a montage and we get the Ghostwatch synth duo.
Even Pipes had a montage.
Load in the van. And it's because all of the
Fucking
stuff
hell.
is in those black boxes.
The fucking Ghostmobile.
Pet Shop Boys versus Erasure over who got that commission.
So they're setting up. We get all of this camera crew coming in,
loading in.
Everybody out on the streets, loving it.
They arrive on the street, right, and the floodlights go on, and everyone reacts like they're in that bit in Threads. It's fucking bright round here.
Yeah,
they've obviously like at our street. They've put those new low power LED light lamps in the street. Can't see shit at all.
No, it's the opposite.
Avoiding dog shit with your phone.
They put LED lights in, but they're brighter than the sun.
Oh, I wish I was fucking.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna get mugged by some chav.
A goblin. We're introduced. This is where we're introduced to roving reporter, returning long-time friend of the podcast now, Craig Charles.
Oh, he's taking this super
man.
seriously, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think he's meant to be comedy relief.
Yeah.
But there's a reason he doesn't have a larger role.
Yeah. And the always lovely Sarah Green.
Oh yeah, she's always lovely, Joe. You're right. Yeah. I met Sarah Green. I know I've not banged on about this in a Manchester pub at all. I worked with Sarah Green very, very briefly on Carlton Food Network, and she's just awful. She's awful. I'd fucking put her in a haunted house given half the chance.
But she does know why Matt Bianco was so wank. James is looking at us
I'm lost.
We're so old men remember things. Corners come early.
You should never have done a 90s episode.
You'll have the last laugh, James, when you're burying us in 5 years' time.
Bury us, just twang me into a tree.
A spaghetti tree.
I threaded it back in there. He does a nice bit about switchboard, which I quite liked. We also get a reference to the 811. I did
write a little bit later on. Who sang it? I know I did. Every time it came up, ruined it.
So this keeps coming up periodically. Anybody know what happened if you rang that?
It's just the BBC's switchboard.
Yeah.
It's their not chat line. What's the word?
Is it priest chat?
It did remind me of that.
He's dead and he's not coming back. Get used to it. It was their phone-in line for any show.
Everything. Yeah.
It was on going live and
they had 5 lads on saying, actually, they're probably women in those days because it was awful. Just saying to people, it's not real. Please don't ring in. Yeah. 5 people to do that. How bad could it be?
I believe it received like 1 million phone calls, complaints, and stuff. Like
20,000.
Oh,
That's
still
half of
allowing
half
for
of the
inflation.
Very good. They got half the complaints for that than they did from the 8:15 to Manchester.
Now the thing was, because there were only 5 people, if you were ringing and they couldn't get through to you, just got the engaged tone, which probably didn't help with your anxiety.
No. But
Especially
again,
if a ghost had just knocked a sandwich off a table or something. Cheese and pickle.
But again, it's the thing of, unless you saw this from the beginning, bam, you'd be like, shit, this is real. Yeah. That's the thing that you have to remember when watching this.
Did it say at the very beginning it was a dramatisation? Did I miss that?
It says written by Stephen Volk.
On the official version, not the bottom ladies version, there is like an ident for drama, a BBC drama or something. There is like an ident, and then it says written by, but that's the only inclination.
I must have missed the beginning then, because I was certain this was real, but I was also 12.
Yeah,
no, because
perfectly easy to do that.
It's Saturday night, you were probably,
I was also certain Linda Evangelista would end up marrying me. Remember her?
Right.
No. We must
80s supermodel. 80s supermodel.
We must power through the old men references. Otherwise, we're never going to finish.
Sarah Green, she's going to go inside the house, and we get the camera crew. So it's Mike and Phil, or like standard names like that. I think they were actually doing what their regular job.
They are legit cameramen and a sound guy.
Including one
decent
of them,
guy.
And they go, oh, well, here's the thing. He looks like Mike Gattin. And that's the end of it. There's no, is he related? Is he not?
Nope.
What's the thing?
And I think Mike does a Adrian Edmondson impression that is a Rick Mail impression.
Yes, I gave him 7 out of 10. I gave him 7 out of 10.
It was a combination of the two. It's if you fused Richie and Eddie into one horrible man, it would be Mike Ayton, sound recordist.
I've just watched The Substance yesterday. I don't need to see that again.
But
it's the kind of like crap jokes that come up on live television all the time.
You've got to fill for time
really
until we're ready in the studio. But Mike is the sound recordist. He can he can hear a mouse take its ballet shoes off at 100 paces, something like that. And Chris has got a special kind of camera that's predator vision. Infrared, which is good. I liked that.
I don't feel like I've heard people talking about infrared since the 90s. It needs to be brought into conversation more.
But I forgot all about it until the end, where they went, your special camera, Mike. And I was like, oh, shit, the camera.
It makes the noise.
On camera, Sarah has a go at her husband, Michael, who's manning the hotline. And there's clearly some business that happened at a Christmas party that no one's talking about. That's works its way into Planty's screen name. That will be a reference for nobody because it's visual.
He is the kind of man that drives his wife to her boyfriend's house once a week, isn't he? That's exactly what he is.
He's in
the corner with the video camera.
He sits in the cook chair in the Premier Inn. Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
We also get an interview with Alan Domescu.
Scaff sells flats.
Yeah. Bean.
He's from the League of Psychological Research, is what I've written down.
We demand to be taken seriously.
who also serves the Russian imperial household from the look of it. Who needs a steady cam when you've got Chris Miller? All these references about a Christmas party that's getting a thickening plot.
She gets a round of applause as she goes into this house. No one's ever walked into her front door before.
Yeah, Pam's there. Pam's the mum. And then there's Susie and Kim, her children, and they're apple bobbing. I don't feel like I've seen people apple bobbing since the 90s either.
No, because we've got phones now.
I think we've had a pandemic as well. And that's,
COVID did away with that. Yeah.
And acid. They're always doing it in acid.
They're always doing acid.
That's South London. They're always bobbing for apples in acid.
But yeah, I did notice that this house looks a lot like the one in Pontefract, which is apparently the most haunted house in Britain.
Well, is this not?
This is based on the Enfield haunting.
James Fact is the Enfield haunting.
But the layout of the house looks very similar to the one on whatever it is in Pontefract.
It's layout of my house. It's exact layout of my house. You go up the stairs at the front, and you got your
it's like a 1970s.
30s for us, but
well, you know what I mean. But yeah, but it's a normal house. They've got Halloween decorations up, which feels antagonistic if you've got a ghost, if you ask me.
I did think that actually. Yeah. So Parkie's there. He's talking to Dr. Pascoe, who says that Halloween is like Christmas for ghosts or like Mischief Night or something. They love it. They're always out. We get somebody ringing in. You like that, Joe? Emma from Slough rings in, says that she can see a long, tall woman in a black dress in the footage.
Yeah.
Slough, the most boring place on earth, full of the most boring people.
Come bombs and fall on Slough. Yeah, but this is when we first get the thing of that, again, as a child, didn't notice, but there's a lot of blink and you'll miss it stuff in this.
Yeah.
Right. Because I probably did.
Yeah.
Including
a cut out of Ted Danson behind the curtain.
It's Eric Clapton's dead child. Of course I've told you this before in secrecy. No, and then she's like, "What? Can we rewind the footage and find it?" And Parkie's like, of course we can, with the BBC. We've got all this equipment. And they wind it back, and you can kind of see a shape, but she puts it down to like pareidolia, where you will make face. The first human condition is to make faces of things to make them less scary. I do it all the time at night when I wake up and there's shit on the back of the door. Oh, it's just my towel or whatever.
It's yet a further coat hanger hanging around in this house. This house is just full of coat hangers on the backs of doors everywhere you go.
If it was near some railway siding, she'd have a booming business.
Jesus.
Yep.
Keep it light. For the Halloween episode. Anyway, we interrupt this because Sarah in the house hears knocking and the camera turns to that. Everyone's wondering what all the banging is happening. What happens next?
Craig Charles jumps out of a downstairs airing cupboard with a monkey mask on or something. And goes, ha, 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 ha. And all the kids are laughing. And I'm like,
they were in on it. Has another dig at her husband. And then he grabs one of the apples, gives her a little kiss, then walks off.
That's for you.
That's why he got on the telly. That's why he's on the telly, because you can't write that.
He's doing the best with the job he's been given, I guess.
Again, it's comic relief, isn't it? It's something's happening, and
it's the peak. It's the lull you into a false sense of security.
And the kiss on the apple is no one would write that in a script. This has got to be real.
I will awooga the apple.
I hate these children, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there. I hate these children with their received pronunciation. It makes me fucking sick.
Yes.
Actual sisters.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a lot left of James Fax, is there?
Sorry. All right.
West London as a place is all there's going to be.
Well, there's a bit here where it's I drew a picture of our tormentor. Did you keep it? Of course, it's in the fucking best drawer. Lest we forget.
Children's pictures of ghosts.
The best drawer. Yeah. It's like, oh, fucking hell.
She comes into the front room, goes into like the bureau, and gets out this picture, and I'm like, how old's this child supposed to be? Because that's shit. Right.
It does look like the kind of thing I've got on my fridge from when Rachel's nephews were 4.
Yeah.
They're now 24.
She goes, that's Pipes. He's, what is it? He wears a dark dress and has got scary eyes or something, I think she says.
And then something about his nose later on. You're like, he's got a nose and he's got
that's when we do the hypnosis thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And she goes, I'll tell you what we'll do with this childhood trauma. Let's whack it on the fridge.
And what caused that childhood trauma? Maybe it's the mannequin heads that you've got at the back of the room. The living room. Mannequin heads. I ask you.
Well, and later on, when they go upstairs and they try and get in the cupboard, they move these hair dryers out. So I assume she's a hairdresser. Rachel said, she must be a hairdresser.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
So that's why she's got all those, those things that your sister had when
Girls' World.
Girls' World. There you go.
Yeah. I thought it was to display her collection of pork pie hats throughout the edges.
She's rubbing it in. She's rubbing it in because she's got pork pie hats and I haven't.
So he lives in a cupboard under the stairs as well.
So we've done this half-assed job of barricading the cupboard under the stairs, but
Oh.
we've left a gap at the top that we could have easily put some lag in there or
Yeah.
something,
It's got
just so you can have a peek in and see if he's still
It's
in
got
there.
the thinnest bit of plywood, hasn't it?
That's horror movie plywood, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm. I was going to hit her. I was so mad. Says Mum.
That was literally the next thing.
And then she's like, and this is her school book. And I was like,
Oh yeah, she's doing the writing.
Do you remember exercise books? Does the kids still have them?
Probably not.
And then it's just got this, and I was like, that's just my handwriting. That's like,
I couldn't tell anything that was written down there. But yeah, I was going to hit her. I was so mad. Who's the real monster this Halloween?
Maybe that's why the kids want to leave you. Have you ever thought that's why they want to go into care? Tracy Beaker looks fun.
Maybe we should put you in the back of a truck. We'll come to that.
Oh God!
Something is written in there, and then Sarah goes something or someone, which was
awful. And I finally, this was kind of the first bit where I was like, and then there's another bit in a second where I kind of went, okay, how stupid a child was I?
Yeah, but it's not about. Again, this is the thing of them not taking it seriously. It's a bit of a jaunt. We're gonna go to Spooky House. We're going to embarrass these people because we're the BBC. So they cut back to the studio and they're wheeling that huge telly with the laser pen, and she just draws a big circle around now.
Mike Smith, piece of sophisticated technology.
That's the line. Wheeling that piece of sophisticated
it looks
technology.
Like when Holly's
says.
It looks like when Holly's on night shift duty in Red Dwarf.
Mike Smith runs in like he's just stopped the presses at the Chicago Tribune, doesn't he? And Parkie's like, wheel it in, come on, get it in there.
They've had another phone call. Is this the phone call where the guy's pissed going on about a play?
Oh, the Welsh guy. Yeah, I because this is kind of where it broke down and we had to start again. He rings in. No, is this the call from Sandra Jones from East Sussex? She's basically Boris Johnson. She rings up, giving it all posh stuff.
It's the BBC night, so you still had to have the
I guess so.
That's why Craig Giles is a king's jester.
You get. I think it probably is Susan. I think the Welsh dude is later.
Later on, yeah.
But I mean, it's much of a muchness because you get people ringing in throughout this, and it sort of adds a bit of a flavour to it, doesn't it?
It does a bit.
People are seeing images in the background, but they play it down. So Dr. Pascoe says it is just pareidolia. There's nothing.
Oh yeah, because Smithy's like Stephen Jenkins was phoned in, and he said he saw a man in a black dress, and he's got all this list of made up people. But it does add fuel to that fire, which is great. And if you look, you can see someone. There is a visible outline behind that curtain that's backlit.
I'm really glad that you've reminded me of Pareidelia because she's breaking my heart. She's shaking my confidence daily.
She never should have broke up with Xander.
No, I know. There's this bit, right? Where the phone call in? Does your wife like photography? Candid photographs. What is going on? Like all these photos. Have you got photos? Yeah, we've got loads of photos.
There's always one. I mean, if you air something at this hour, we arguably get to the best bit. Actually, no, it's not arguably. It's indisputably the best bit of this, where Sarah's interviewing Pam in a really nice kitchen. It's got a kitchen island.
Kitchen island. Yeah.
Yes, my husband used to develop photos under the stairs.
That's the photographs. That's
yeah.
Or the glory hole, as we call it.
We're
now divorced.
The first of many glory holes in this. Now, perverted listeners of the internet, as you are, it does not mean what you think it means. It's just a northern expression. I always use it as a northern expression for just that bit under the stairs.
Yeah,
or just a useless cupboard.
Collins, in British English, noun informal, a room, cupboard, or other storage space that contains untidy and miscellaneous collections of objects.
Yes,
I had absolutely no idea Phil Collins was so knowledgeable on northern understairs cupboards.
Put me down.
Our glory hole, by the way, has the cat's litter trays in it.
Oh, you dirty bastard.
Yeah, it does. Cat's litter trays, and then a shelf above, which has got the little hoover for when they make a mess, and whatever kind of little tools and bits and pieces that we've got in the house that don't live in the shed. Don't rob my shed. It's full of really expensive tools, listeners.
Ours has got a Playmobil, a Colosseum, a load of Demijohns, and everything else I've thrown in there over the years. I don't look because I don't want to. I've sealed it off behind me. It's literally that door there is the thing. You cannot get into it now.
How often do the Playmobil people go, let us out, Joe, let us out?
It's like Night at the Museum in there, but they're all just like them things from The Descent now.
Pirates.
Mine just contains a hole that you could put a penis through.
I thought that was the doorknob.
Hold on to this,
You
is
gave
the
it a good
banisters.
old-fashioned twist, didn't you, Joe?
Grab hold of this. It's the banister, you said.
The old college try.
The old Collins try. Yeah.
There's a bit here where somebody says the line is "Spook House Mother." Someone calls her a Spook House Mother. I was like, I'm sure I've seen that blaxploitation film.
Oh no. Let's move it on. They got shut in once, and all they could hear is my banging. After the glory hole, she says, I wrote to the council. And I just lost it at this bit.
Yeah, we wrote to
It
the
was no
council.
fault. No
Readers'
fault of
letters
the
to
programme.
Penthouse. It is.
And of course, they then passed it to my fucking department because they didn't know what else to do with it. And I had to go out and talk to it. It's always the
Like
way.
the whole Glory Division.
And it's no fault of the programme.
No,
I
it's
don't
just
think glory
like,
hole became that term until way later.
way
probably the internet.
later. Yes, I mean it probably existed, but we weren't aware of it then. And like I said, it still makes me snigger when my mum says it now. Like where we put all the beans are in the glory hole. I mean, yeah, you know. Then she goes, "What?" I stopped laughing. And then that time she called my dad a minge face. Anyway, she just thought it meant miserable.
Did you tell her?
Christmas Day, that. Well, everyone sniggered, and she's like, "Why are you laughing?" I was like, "It's not what it means, is it?" No, when she was in the cupboard, she couldn't get out. All the kids could hear was her banging, but she felt a man's face breathing on her like rotted cabbage, which is similar to the experience of the people in the Pontefract house with their coal shed, with a similar thing as that. Apparently, people get locked in there a lot, and they feel a presence in there with them. I like ghosts.
Yeah,
I like coal.
In this case, social workers got involved, probably because she said that she wanted to hit a child.
Yeah.
They recommended psychiatry, and the local press went mad calling them Satanists and stuff, saying that they were making things all up.
Oh, this was Spook House Mother. There you go. I knew it was here somewhere.
Isn't that a Rob Zombie song? Yeah.
Local TV got involved eventually, and then they show a clip of that, but it's proper boring.
Yeah, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like they
There's
could
a
have at
couple
least
of
gone
these.
woo with a ghost on a stick behind her or something. You know,
It's quite rare for this actually, because they use a lot of media and they've got stuff sort of queued up, and it's quite clever most of the time because it keeps the story going. But that doesn't. Pam's now on the hotline though to talk about the glory hole. No sniggering, please. And Sandra phones.
You've got to
in
pay 60p a minute for the first minute.
now. Said from experience. The Gansfield technique of sensory deprivation is used at some point.
We filled her mouth with coloured liquid and sealed her mouth. Are we the baddies?
I was going to say, what is this? Is this hostile?
And
Why
a voice
is it
gets heard.
coloured?
That's a good question.
We filled her
Like
mouth full of
ectoplasm.
Nesquik. That'll do. Yeah, because we get they bring in a massive reel to reel.
They like to move it.
Yes. To play this interview that they had with with Suzanne, where she's talking, and then she goes, "Hello, I'm a ghost." It's fucking like Dawson, isn't it?
Is somebody thrashing around a cutlery drawer, and then Tom Waits singing that song about a teddy bear?
Now, again, classic ghost behaviour is children's nursery rhymes. Don't know why, because it's creepy, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But again, based on the Enfield haunting as well, that the girl in that did a lot of that. And there's no way she could do that. It'd rag her vocal cords, and it's like, kids are weird. Like,
Heavy cold, isn't it?
Kids can do whatever they want.
But
We can.
if you can't argue with that evidence, then how about this? There's a big picture of a pillow moving. How do you fake that?
Sure.
I don't know, YouTube. How do you?
The army did an analysis of this crockery as well.
Oh, the Uri Geller ghost?
Yes, that's it. So they bring out all these bits of evidence.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Army ballistics were like, this has been shattered due to extreme cold. Did the army use cold bombs? I thought they should use explosives.
I mean, it'd be fucking useless in Inverness, but you know,
just pinging off lads with no top on. But yeah, again, it's just trying to add credence to these things. But there's all the stuff from this house. So there's all the forks were already bent in the drawer before I even opened it. Yeah, because no one can just go sling that in there for later.
By the way, at this point, all the dishes are still dirty in the sink. And you can tell I've been married to my wife too long because that gave me a bit of a cringe. What? Look, the telly are coming, the BBC are coming. Like that house, if it were our house, would have been cleaned within an inch of its life. The cats would have been shaved.
The mannequin heads would be in the glory hole.
You better believe it. Absolutely.
You can't put them in the glory hole. That's where Mr. Pipes lives with his lathe and his.
That'll keep him occupied. It's an interview with Susie about the marks that have appeared mysteriously on her face in the past.
Yes.
No one talks to the council about that, apparently.
No.
We're not interested.
Even though we've got on camera Mum going, I was going to smack her about for writing in a sex book.
Yeah.
They keep going back to the mum, by the way, in this thing, like she's doing the results for Eurovision.
She's got
I'm expecting to. Pipes, nil pois.
She's in the mobile studio.
Right.
I don't know why they couldn't interview her separately, like just out in the street or whatever.
Is that what they did before, sort of like reality television, where you've got that sort of cabin that you sit in and then you tell your story? I remember it first on things like Castaway, but that was well after this.
But no, they always used to put Beadle in it when he was watching the screens and waiting to go out and go, oh, I'm dressed as a police officer now.
Yeah, putting a fake beard over his actual beard, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it was just a thing at the time to give it a more controlled environment. But she's in there, and then the kids are in the front room playing Guess Who, I think.
Yeah. I've got a surefire way to win Guess Who. I always win Guess Who with the question, would you leave your kids with them? Simple as that. Because there's only ever one. There's only one looking one.
I mean, if you're playing with Shannon Matthews' mum, then
Shannon.
Hitting all these cultural beats on the moat. Anyway,
I know you're under the bed, Shannon, but come back.
If you haven't listened to it or watched it, go and watch Shannon Matthews the musical. It's quite good.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, her mum is in the studio and the kids are in the front room, and Sarah's like babysitting now. Her mum's out. She's got a jumpsuit on. She's down like Chicago Rock. She's listening to Donna Summers having a Bacardi Breezer. She's having a whale of a time. She's not.
I was having a Bacardi Breezer.
Anyway, stop it! Stop distracting me with things from the past.
So another thing that's sort of threaded into this is Dr. Pascoe says that this is the classic, typical poltergeist focus, which sounds quite clever, and that it's probably centered on the bigger sister because she's
approaching puberty, which is a classic poltergeist. It's the Enfield thing, and is also the Pontefract East Drive as well. It focused on the eldest son there because he was reaching puberty and was also gay.
I mean, she doesn't give a shit because she's got a book to sell.
Yeah.
Dr. Pascoe, tell us about your new book. Is the classic Parkie in it? You know?
Yeah.
Tell us about that time that you met Twiggy.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Much better.
He's great.
Than
He's absolutely brilliant.
He's
absolutely a fucking
himself.
Monstrosity.
The only way this could have been better was if Oliver Reed just stomped on Pitt.
Hello, lesbians.
Oh,
they had him in the glory hole. That was him making all the movies. There we are.
Pipes.
Is this where we meet Dr. Emilio as well?
Oh, yes. But Emilio Silvestri, live from New York.
You know it's New York because they've got a picture of New York.
Yeah.
Does not move.
New York Stadium Rotherham. Anything else.
Oh, wind your neck.
Third week in a row he's made that joke, boys and girls.
He's standing next to that and a laurel bush. It's got very between two thirds vibes about it, doesn't it? He pours scorn on everything because he's a famous skeptic. I mean, it's a very easy job to have.
It's a bucket of scorn, isn't he?
But a bucket of scorn.
He's just got a damp bucket full of scorn. He's a scorn pedo commander. Yeah, he's firing him out of his scorn.
Parkie's having a rare old time laughing at this guy, though.
He's saying that nothing could be proven, and Dr. Pascoe says, well, show me falling in love in a lab, further hinting at what happened to Sarah at the office Christmas party.
Mike Smith's like...
But falling in love in a lab is surely what happened in Gremlins 2, when the woman gremlin grabs the guy in the photocopier.
We don't talk about Gremlins 2. Yeah, but so Silvestri's pouring his bucket of scorn over all of this as a skeptic. Dr. Pascoe is very much like, some things are beyond the realm of science. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I like Pasco, even though she is hawking a book. And she doesn't really seem to know what she's doing a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, she's also being very cautious about the evidence that's come out so far from the house because there's fuck all. But there's the things like the footage that people are ringing in about, and she's not going for like the easy bait. So
No.
you're sort of like, oh yeah, she's all right. She's reputable because she's not going for the easy stuff. So yeah, that's fine. But there is weird stuff happening in the house because one of the kids wants to go to bed. And that never happens.
Oh man, if Sarah Green was dragging you around the house, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to bed as well.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so they go to make. Is it when her mum's in the studio and the kids say goodbye to her through the TV like some dystopian nightmare?
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. Yeah. It's
Okay,
like, goodbye,
Mum,
darlings.
bye.
Like she's literally outside the house in the van.
No, because she's on the fucking gin, isn't she? I hate that kid. Wish the dad had took him.
I invented all of this so I could just get some moment's peace in this weird
throughout
cabin.
This whole thing, there's this thing of, oh, Sarah, tell them your story. Tell them your ghost story, Sarah. Tell them your ghost story, Sarah. And it's kind of like, oh, Mike, I'm not going to tell it. I'm not going to tell it. Oh, well, there's fuck all else going on here. I better tell you my ghost story. I've got some friends who live in the Cotswolds in a 16th century house. And I'm like, you fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
And the story, I assume, is what caused Mike to die of fucking boredom or live in the spare room or whatever goes on.
That's what he tells people happened. It's because she was getting railed by like 9 people in that.
And she's like, yeah, there's ghosts, and they dug up some corpses. I mean,
they were gonna
ghosts.
They were gonna dig up some corpses. A ghost appeared to her and went, and so she told them digging up. They were never going to, and then the ghost never came back. It's not a story.
No,
it's sleep paralysis at best.
I think a sound guy or something says that his watch has stopped as well. So that's a sign that things are. Yeah, there's something. I don't know if
when she goes to make when she goes to make a brew for everyone in someone else's house. Rude. Yeah. And Mike goes, "Oh, my watch has stopped." And Dr. Pascal goes, "Oh yeah, that's another sign of ghost infestation. Is that things will stop." And he goes, "Oh, all right, well, fair enough."
I laughed, and then I realised that's the whole premise of Ghostbusters.
Yeah. They're making a brew. The youngest one's gone to bed, and the elder one comes in to get some orange juice. From what I remember, it's because she's
she wants a huge high vitamin bedtime drink.
Yeah, have that before you brush your teeth. That'll taste lovely. She comes in. There's like a bit of. Can you pass me the milk? Oh, thanks. Can you put the milk back? Oh, I'm not your fucking slave, Sarah. Yeah. Jesus Christ, only there.
It's literally there. Yeah.
Is it the scary picture of Pipes my sister drew that you put on it? You maniac. But then the kid disappears and they fuck about in the kitchen for a bit, and then like this is where they run into the front room and someone's pissed on the carpet.
I think that's a little bit later because we get some. I've got here pixelated testimony and then just the quote saliva all over the mackerel.
Oh, this was the man who didn't want to be identified. I assume Jerry Adams.
Yeah.
He keeps going on about a ghost gobbing on his food. That's his whole story. And then on his shoes, so much saliva. Like he was kind of into it by the end.
We get Craig Charles fucking about outside on the streets. The camera absolutely loves Craig Charles. I have to say, he does a bang-up job of just being a ball of energy.
Yeah.
Just running around, saying hello to the kids that are all dressed up for Halloween and stuff. Well, he says that he hates that, and then he just encounters nothing but that, and it's sort of like his own personal
Is this where he goes to the playground with the local mums?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Because he walks down the road to a bit of waste ground at the end of the drive, which is a playground / fly tipping area.
Yeah, it was in our neighbourhood as well.
Yes. And again, local gossip and scold what she called Wendy. I can't remember.
Yvonne Earthly or something.
Yeah.
Everybody's got very similar names like Early and Everly and the Everly brothers are there. Arthur the medium is there.
I love Arthur. Arthur's doing big accent, Arthur. But yeah, to go on, she's like, the kids found a disembodied, like a butchered Alsatian on this waste ground.
Oh, the dead black Labrador. It's the saddest bit.
Yeah. And Craig Charles is like, make a curry out of it. Because, but again, this all feeds into this thing of something happening around there. Fun fact, I noticed it this time when I watched it because I was looking out for it, not at the time. When he comes back round that corner, there's people at the barricade.
Yeah.
Pipes stood there.
No.
Right, okay.
Pipes appears 13 times throughout this entire
I knew
thing.
I should have rented the HD version. This is what I'm missing.
He appears in
it's
the
also-
bedroom, and when they're
bet he does.
when they're bobbing for apples, he's outside the patio window there briefly as well. I didn't catch all of them, but there is a list online if you want. That's
Yeah.
you like. But I very much saw him there this time. You see it just as a flash as the camera pulls past. He's just it's good. Stabbing.
It's also it's also very good because I missed this, but the main bit that this serves is that Craig Charles, as people who listen to the previous episodes of this will know, is a very much fun, good-natured guy, a ball of energy, as I said, and just confronted with something incredibly dark, and then just happened to be hey, and all over again. But yeah, just trying to like get through it, sort of thing. It's very, very good. It's very awkward.
Again, it's that thing of it's if it's a live broadcast, you have to bounce it around and see. Arthur the medium is like, I'm not really a priest or anything. I just went in to try and help, and I think I probably made it worse. I was like,
non-union Peter Cushing and the Flashers, man.
There you go. Yes.
Hello, Jackie. Shalom.
You look nice.
And this is where we get carpet disc. Go for it.
Well, right. So the youngest has gone to bed. The old woman sat in the front room playing Guess Who on her own, which is really easy. And then like they all run in, and there's a damp circle on the floor, which again is another sign of traditional sign of poltergeist activity.
Not getting a puppy then, because I'm getting fucking damp circles all over the
place.
But
this is the thing. Dr. Pascoe says, if you look, there's no splashes around it, and it's a perfect circle. It's very difficult to do if you're just tipping liquid out of a thing. It's not. If you just got a cup when like, it would just seep out into the Axminster. Like, yeah. But here is my thing. Knowing what's coming next with Suzanne, is this Suzanne or is this the ghost?
Well, check around because it could be coming from the ceiling. So the check there. Smell the hanky, says Dr. Pascoe.
Yeah.
That's a spinal tap.
It's all right because it's a woman's hand. It's fine.
And then they like collect a sample. The cameraman goes, "I've got a pipette for some reason."
Yeah. Oh, this to get the dust off the camera. Yeah.
Right.
Well, suck it up into that. You know how expensive they are, Sarah. The BBC will reimburse you. They collect some of it. Nothing comes of that.
No. I just
I
realised that. Yeah, you're right. You're
they had a lab
right.
nearby or something. But no.
It turned out that the pipette wasn't because it was just equipment. It's not a safe container for anything. Testing that. A creepy child appears in the doorway, feeling unwell. The taps are a bit odd. These are my notes at this point.
Yeah, she goes to wash up and the tap won't come on, and then it comes on, and then it won't go off.
It's the pipes.
Yeah. Send your pipe.
We get another caller into the studio, Welsh Kevin.
Yeah, my hero.
But this is where I got a bit about the eggs. But yeah, he's just taking a piss.
Yeah, he's drunk. It's Halloween night. Legitimately was Halloween night.
And Parkie says, they're just having a bit of fun. It's bound to happen. The thing here is, Parkie's the reason I believe all this. Because why would he lie to us about ghosts?
Why?
Why would
Parkie looks kind of annoyed that he's there all the way through this. He's very dismissive. He's very poo-pooey about the whole thing. Like, he puts up with Dr. Pascoe because, like, his producers you can't just call her a dickhead, Michael. Again, like, this is why Dorian from Birds of Feather won't come back on. That's what makes it is Parkie. Because he's the anchor of reason throughout all of this.
It's nice as well that he gets increasingly frustrated with Dr. Pascoe as well. That's a dynamic that goes on throughout this. Then it cuts back to Sarah moving a bed around. Everything feels a bit more frantic in the house. There's a sound of scratching. Kids burst in saying that it's in the kitchen, it's in the kitchen. They go down and it's stopped. But there are papers strewn over the floor and there's a cat at the door. Regular Friday night now.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I'm covered in papers right now from the waist down.
And then, this
was the bit where I was kind of like, I remember this being better.
Yeah.
At this point.
I think it was the cat. I don't think it was the cat doing all of it. I mean, I think it was
always blaming the cats.
The cat noise just didn't creep me out in any way throughout all of this.
No, because it sounded like Charlie was stopping you getting abducted.
It sounds like they've programmed a cat onto a synthesizer and they just keep pressing all the keys.
Synthesizer Patel, yes. But is this where they run into the thing and Suzanne's watching them from the stairs?
Yeah.
You only see her for a second, but she's now watching. And is this when she starts banging around upstairs?
Yeah, so I think it's Dr. Pascoe actually says, can we zoom in?
Yeah, no, that camera. No, the
Enhance,
camera. One of the 25 different cameras you've got. Oh, there she is. And Parkie's like that. It's always the fucking kids in it.
Right.
Furious Parkie.
Yeah.
He's right pissed.
It's like playing Night Trap, this.
Well, that's fucked our fucking nights, innit?
Yeah.
Look, early to the pub. Come on.
He's like, opens a can of Tennants. He's like, balls to this, right? And the question, like, Sarah feels like really hard done by in this because she's been babysitting. She's out with Craig Charles jumping out at her. Now she's got to accuse a child of fraud. Like, it's a lot, isn't it? And she had to put up with Philip Schofield for the longest time.
Ouch.
And Susie breaks down and confesses it's all a hoax. We gave you what you wanted. So there we cut to Dr. Silvestri, the famous skeptic looking all smug in New York.
Yeah, mooks, I told you this was all.
And Dr. Pascoe's like, I want to review all the tapes now. So it's clear things are sort of coming off the wagon. And then
that's the last we see of him because he's off for a plate of Gabba
Yeah. Yeah, it is the last we see of him, even though he would have loved the rest of it.
No, he said that he's off down Broadway for an original New York slice.
There's a pre-recorded interview now with Laura, who once had a haunted house in Devon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And then something's gone funny there. Yeah, it's shit. That's what it is. Like, even the ghost has gone, I'm not having this. This is...
Okay, she's giving us a bad rep. Right, come on, lads. Yeah, but again, it adds to the thing of it being a live thing, right? Nothing's happening. Whack a VT on.
Yeah. And we get a caller as well saying that a table exploded and hurt my husband. Why are you doing this? The kids won't take their eyes off the TV. And this is where Parkie and Dr. Pascoe disagree on the advice to give her. So Parkie's like, well, they shouldn't be watching TV.
It's past the watershed.
Get them to bed. Remember the watershed?
Yeah.
Still a thing.
Still exists.
Yeah.
I think the guidelines have moved massively from when...
9 p.m, what used to be called terrestrial, but non-paid for TV. 8 p.m, digital watershed or now paid for watershed. Yeah. That's all I've got for plenty.
12 o'clock, 15-minute preview. Glory hole jamboree set.
Make Paul come on my telly.
With Terry Pipes.
Anyway, so that sort of sets off Parkie and her not getting along. We get another pre-recorded interview with Kim, the younger daughter, who describes the same thing as the callers. So Dr. Pascoe's like, well, there's clearly a pattern with what people are describing as they're phoning in. What if it's Kim at the centre of all of this, not her sister?
Bow, bow, bow.
Back to Sarah in the house with Pam, listening to 1,000 cats at the same time.
It's always the animals that know, isn't it? The animals always tell you.
Do you want to listen to my favourite record? It's called Cats Being Put in the Bangler. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Again, this takes me out of it because it is just like someone hitting the button on a keyboard. Like, it's so they could have done better with the Foley on this, but they're like, where are all these cat noises coming from?
Glorio.
Yeah. It's clear what killed that Labrador. 1,000 cats.
Would you rather fight one Labrador or 1,000 cats?
They're cutting around like the cats off that Crusher advert.
Jellicle cats will kill your Labrador.
Susie is covered in scratches all over again.
They run upstairs because of the cats thing, and Kim's going, it's happening again. They're upstairs, and she's bound to the bed. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
She was tied to the bed, and she was all because Sarah with a towel or something, and she's like, and she's all fucked up and she's like, she could have done it with her fingernails, and Sarah goes,
the mum gives it what flaming fingernails, and holds her hand up. She's got no fingernails, but mum has got some massive fingernails, so maybe mum's done it because she has threatened violence on the children before.
She can't grow fingernails working up the chimneys.
At this point, the camera crew follows Sarah into the bathroom.
Now, this was the most
surprising alacrity, I have to say.
The most horrifying part of this whole show was this avocado bathroom.
All right, fucking Dion Dublin.
The stairs up to the bedroom, obviously. No, avocado bathrooms are fucking amazing. The only thing that beats them is those rose-coloured ones.
Oh,
Those are beautiful.
Growing up as a child, our bathroom suite, brown.
Ooh,
Darkest brown.
turquoise we had. Well done. Yeah, you. You paid that a little bit extra for the.
No, it came with the house.
Ooh.
Bakelite toilet we had.
James is gone. That's it. James is gone.
It's unlocked a core memory.
I tied it on into my
floor
mouth.
in our bathroom was just being made out of cork. I don't really know what that was about.
How did your bath set fire, Jim? It was made of elm.
Pipes is in the bathroom because we get a ghostly breath on her face, I think.
Yeah, again, this was good. I like this bit.
Yeah, she sees Pipes behind the thing, and it's a coat hanger.
Yeah, but it moved.
Yeah,
you see.
there was some of that.
It was good. It was good. I like it. I like that. Famous for the Black Pontefract photo, which was taken from the bathroom out through the. Yeah. I'm going to get as many actual ghost references in here as I can.
That's fine, because I've done fuck all ghost references in the facts. So
this is my area of expertise.
I've just written things like two first name caller wanker. But that's fine.
Yeah,
but know your audience.
Somebody calls in. We've got a very
it's Mary Christopher.
Got a very important call that we should take right now. Yes, Mary Christopher.
And she's telling us this story about it's the next guy that's telling the story about subletting, isn't it? I can't remember what Mary Christopher's saying.
She's telling
Mother
the story.
Seddon.
Mother Seddon. We used to live on that street in that house, I believe, didn't she say, as kids or something? And our mother would say if we didn't behave or we didn't go to bed, old Mother Seddon would come and take us away. Yeah. And she supposedly lived in that house and was a childminder who would kill the children.
She was a terrible childminder.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
How she got repeat business, I'd never know.
Hey,
well, that's the opposite of childminding.
That's it.
Child losing.
The girls are preparing to leave, but then Kim gets sort of possessed and can't leave or something, or won't leave.
She won't leave because Pipes needs you here. She keeps saying he needs you. You said you'd stay. She keeps saying.
Yes,
creepy, creepy child. Michael on the calls, overwhelmed by calls, so many coming in. And Sarah is.
It would have been better if they had one of those machines like for stocks back in the day. That'd have been good. He's like, what? Ghosts?
Instead, you get all these people just sort of like writing down. No, not taking any calls, just writing. Just writing.
Can't do fake writing. Can't just write not Jaws.
And then it cuts back to the scariest scene in this.
Yeah.
Back in the house. I mean, it's the most visually sort of like
arresting one,
yeah. I'll do it then.
No, I was going to say, no, is it not where? I like the bit where she comes running downstairs and the rabbit is in the sink.
Yes.
Yeah, and the water's on. At least the ghost's going to do some fucking dishes if nobody else is going to do. Do you know what I mean?
You know why his water bill's so high in that?
Yeah.
So there's the picture starts breaking up at this point. The pictures from the house. There's weird pipey noises. Pictures start flying off the walls. Susie starts mouthing, "What big eyes you have!" in a deep voice.
Yeah, nothing
we
scary.
find the toy rabbit in the sink.
Stop it, Susie! Stop it!
Oh yeah, just stop it. Yeah. Oh well, that'll fix it. Yeah.
Give her a slap. Give her a slap, Pam.
She needs to be on Cyberzone. Left, go left, walk left. Stop it.
But what big tanks you have at the door.
What a large anvil you have to drop on that door.
The toy rabbit also has its eyes gouged out.
Yeah, and she gives him. He said you can have them. And I was like,
oh, thanks.
I'm all right for eyes. Thanks. Doesn't make sense because at no point in the rest of the story. Oh, I guess, yeah, okay. Softest parts of the body, innit? Yeah. First to go.
Enter the Glory Hole. Anyone seen that film?
The Metallica album.
Yeah. So they decide to prize the 2x4 off the front of it.
Well, the 2x4, the spare bit of skirting board they put over there, and the laminate wood effect they placed over that to go in there. And what's in the glory hole, James? Not a lot of semen.
It's just full of cats from the survey.
Like
a small child, like very quickly, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like a ghost.
There's a figure.
Very quickly.
Yeah, you see something pull away at the back, and you're like, that was good. All right, that was good. I'm like, shit, it's ramping up now. Here we go.
I think the door opens by itself as well, or it's sort of like angled out so it opens with gravity or something, but that's creepy.
Yeah, look good. Is this when Chris gets bonked on the head?
Yeah,
No,
he's,
sorry.
Oh yeah, he gets knocked over.
Mike, the sound man, gets bonked on the noggin.
Yeah.
for all we know, he's dead at this point, just lying
Yeah.
on the floor.
Just another pipes victim, kid.
Susie screams, and then the transmission goes dead.
Yeah. And we go back to Craig, who is stood with Zangief from Street Fighter 2. Pipes is bad guy, but that doesn't make Pipes bad guy.
He should have done.
Oh,
the
lovely.
What's the joke? Stop the video. Yeah, from the Street Fighter film we did.
Yes, he should. Yeah.
That'd have been fun. If
This conclave is over.
he could have seen through time. I still need to show you the wrestling where Ethan did that for the half time. This conclave is over. I was very proud of him.
To you, it was the day that Pipes attacked, but to me, it was Saturday.
Right. But yeah, they come back to the studio, and Parky's like, "You never work with kids, ghosts are."
Oh, yeah. Mike Smith, right, then goes, I was ready to... I don't know. Fucking hell. Mate, your wife could be dead.
Repressed Englishman to a T.
Oh, fucking hell.
I was going to.
What were you going to do, Mike? Never mind. Never mind.
I was going to write a very strongly worded letter to the council about this.
Shows him running over to a fireman's pole with Mike, stop.
Is he Lewis Tully? The end of the second one.
The good thing about when they cut to Craig Charles is that he has no idea that the camera's on him, which they may have just used. I don't know.
Oh, and he's fucking furious as well. But really strangely, and I didn't know if it was because mine was a poor copy or whatever, but Parky's talking over that bit, and it takes away from me. It's kind of, I don't really wasn't into that.
I'm assuming you've got this, James.
Oh, go on.
Oh, the studio stuff was filmed live.
Yeah.
And the other stuff was pre-records.
Yeah.
So there would be a bit of... I think it was to add to the fact of them not knowing what was going on.
Confusion.
Right, okay. It didn't do that for me this time round.
Yeah, because he wasn't sure whether that was on, and it may have been a control room issue of them putting the live feed on and not cutting Parky's mic or something.
Right, okay.
Yeah. I think that was what it's supposed to add to it, but it was... Very well done, the fact that they managed to sync up the pre-records thing very well, I thought. Yeah. Even with Dr. Emilio, you mook. But yeah, Craig's like just doing bit. It would have been better if he was like shooting dice in an alley or something, you know what I mean? Like
smoking crack.
Oh man, I get jokes about doing backstreet abortions and... But yeah,
the next phone call is a guy grassing up the previous tenants for subletting.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just trying to avoid the spare room tax. It's Thatcher's Britain, isn't it?
Thatcher's bloody Britain. Yeah. They said a man lived there who, what was it? Like went to prison for
Tunstall. Yeah, he was possessed by a woman, and
the woman controlled his mind and actions.
Yeah, he says quite a lot of stuff. He says first of all that Northolt was in the Doomsday Book, which I found interesting. I mean,
is it?
Feels very.
Did you get your copy of the Doomsday Book out, James?
Oh, it's enormous.
What a christening present that was for you, eh?
And also all about the local ley lines. So you're like. Maybe not. I think it wasn't just that, but from this point, I felt like it was too much. I don't know if this is the point that you were sort of writing off. But...
I like the
we're very close to it. We're very close to it.
Yeah, it's. We'll find out. Yeah, it's a bit.
So at this point, he assumes the role of a social worker, saying that he works with this Katie Turnstall, who then committed suicide.
Big fat lathe and a load of cats.
Very good.
And when they eventually found this person, like 10 or 12 days later, they heard cats screaming all around him.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
And they were eating his face.
They were eating his face.
Went to work on his face.
That explains why he's got a nose with a bit out and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but after that many days, they'd have stripped him of his bones. Yeah.
He'd look like the Nazi out of the end of
Indiana
Jones.
Yeah.
Melted,
Also, like under the stairs, they said he committed suicide by strangling himself with his lathe, which is the most working class way you can kill yourself, I think. But under the stairs, how many cats were in there?
1,000.
And a lathe.
Yeah, how'd you get under there?
And a man. Was it like them Japanese lads pushing up people on a train? Like, come on, mother, we can get another cat in here. Like, no. But yeah, that's the thing. What was he called? Mr. Pipes in real life. What was
Trevor
he called?
Pipeson.
Emilio Pipes and Vez. he escaped from prison because he was doing bad touches or something, or he got out of the mental ward. He should never have been put back in the thing. He subletted this room, but he was getting worse and worse and worse. And to stop it, he committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's at his face. That's the ghost.
Yeah.
He said. So you're meant to think he was possessed by the ghost of the baby loserer.
Yes.
Into doing more baby losing. But he chose to kill himself and sacrifice himself to the feline race.
So are the cats the true villains here, is the question?
Are the cats ghosts?
I don't know.
That would suggest that they have souls, and I know that mine doesn't. So, but they're now concerned about what's happening out there. We get the live feed of the house, but it's all normal again. They're just playing
Guess
games.
Who around the table.
Yeah.
But
this is basically where Speed, the movie Speed, got the idea from the thing, and that's where they nicked the idea from this.
You reckon? Sandra Bullock going?
Yeah. So absolutely.
Keanu Reeves watching this going, whoa.
Very good. I believe it's called the bus that couldn't slow down or something.
I found out today that I think is it speed in Sweden or something? The word for speed is fart, so that film is called Fart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's one. Said you've already done it.
Yeah, I know. There were cans.
But yes,
there were pipes.
They go back, so they do the talking with the thing, and then Dr. Pascoe goes all Columbo. Just another thing, ghost. And she's like, the picture's on the wall. It's not a live feed. They're in the house already. Like
Dennis Hopper loses his shit at this point.
It's in the machine and we're being duped.
Yeah,
we've created a seance, a massive seance.
Right, now I didn't get this. This was where it all fell apart for me.
Yeah, I don't remember we've started a seance, a massive seance, and then the screen comes back, and then the girl screams really loudly, and it's distorted, and that's when I turned it off as a kid. But I don't remember the bit about we started a massive seance and it's starting to get windy in the studio. I don't remember a thing of that. I just remember being shut up by this kid screaming and turning it off. And then I saw the rest of it this time. I was like,
should have stuck it out, shouldn't you? Because so we didn't start the seance. It was Derek Pipes and all his cats.
We get outside footage of an ambulance taking away Mike, and Pam and the girls are merging with Craig Charles. And I think, is there other people like fucking about in the audience then? Is this another bit where if you were looking, you'd see?
I didn't remember seeing Mr. Pipe at that point. There's 13 pipes.
I think what they said is that there was they put in 13 because obviously 13 dodgy number, but there may not actually have been 13 actually shown because of editing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but there could be as many as 30.
Yeah,
is what they've said.
But yeah, I've not caught them all because I'll watch it once a year. I'm not going through it with a fine tooth comb.
No,
you know what I mean. But yeah, so everyone's out. Craig's with the mum and the girls, and then they manage to get footage back inside, but it's pitch black.
Because not everyone's out. Sarah's in there, and
so
one of the other ones.
Chris.
Oh, I was going to go with Paul. I've forgotten.
Both the girls come out?
I think so, or at least that's what the footage shows.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Anyway, because they go on about having to find Susie, don't they?
That's what I'm saying. I think they're looking for Susie, and Susie's off somewhere.
Anyway, they click that button, the infrared button that they paid so much for.
Absolutely ripping off Silence of the Lambs, isn't it? Put the pipes in the basket.
She's trapped in the glory hole.
Yeah, it shuts behind her.
No, right. Again, this was I laughed out loud at this point. They put the thingy on and the screen right. Oh, there you are. Like he gets his lighter out, which has the power of 1,000 suns.
Yeah. I thought she'd lit like a torch from Tomb Raider or something.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a Zippo.
It's a road flare, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's a pyromancer. Like she's conjuring that in her hand.
T-Rex in the background chasing it.
But yeah, she turns, and then they manage we can use the proper footage now. They go back over to the glory hole, and Sarah's like, you know what, I'm going to open this, and then get sucked off into it.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant. Love the word choice.
Deliberate choice of words, James. And Chris goes, fuck it. As well, I imagine. Let's all go to Ghost Lathville. And like, I was up to the point with the night vision and stuff, I was like, all right, on board. But as soon as she gets weighed down that slip and slide, I'm done.
Yeah.
The magic's been shattered for me.
Yeah.
Because it's so sort of...
Yeah.
It's...
Comedy.
Yeah.
Slide whistle. Yeah.
It could have been done so much better. It could have had fucking Susie rugby tackler into the cupboard or something. You're mine now with your big eyes.
Yeah, it's a shame, really, because I did quite like the infrared footage because it appears in a weird way. I think the camera's fallen onto the floor.
Yeah, on
it's
its side.
You
Yeah.
can't really see what you don't
Yeah.
It
know
takes
what you're looking
this
at. So that was really
disorientation,
good. But yeah, it's completely lost it now. Cuts back to the studio, which is in disarray and windy.
There's a wind machine turned on.
Yeah.
Someone's shooting out the lights.
Yeah. Parkie, old school pro, though, still broadcasting from a dead studio.
I would love the fact that at this point, if Parky had a smoking jacket on and a big glass of brandy.
There's also a bit about Mike arguing with the producers, but then like moments later, there's no one there. Everyone's
they all
cleared set.
vanish. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Mike appears, does like a police car not pull up and Mike comes out?
Oh,
Am
yeah.
I
I'm glad I never saw the police car spinning into the crescent, because that looks like dog shit.
And
knocking over Labradors as it goes.
It fades to black, and we just get Parky talking to himself, not knowing which camera's live.
There's no lights on.
Kind of good.
It's a good ending. It's just 4 minutes before it. Done. Nope.
He starts saying, round and round the garden like a teddy bear. It's just too much.
Yeah.
That's how it ends.
Yeah.
It's too much.
But as a kid, as I said before we started recording, as a kid, I remember watching this, and that's not how it ended.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it ending with them running down the stairs, all shit falling off the windows and stuff, and them running out to like safety. Ooh. I don't remember the studio ending at all. And I watched it all because I remember, like, can't go to sleep, pipes will get me. Like, and so I don't know, again, whether I fabricated that in my own head to make it better, worse.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But I have a distinct memory of them running down the stairs and pictures flying off the wall at them. I don't know.
Alternate end.
Possibly. I don't think so, because having watched the documentary and stuff, too late now. But yes, that was Ghostwatch. Like, it's great, really is. If turn your lights off, have a couple of drinks, and pretend that it's not real.
Yeah.
Like, go with it. Like, it's good and it's new. I mean, we've seen it a million times now.
Yeah.
But at the time, this was not advertised as. It probably was advertised as a drama. But as a kid, I was like, live ghost hunt.
Yeah,
Ray Charles is on it. It's real.
Yeah.
And it genuinely shit me up. Shit plenty up. It shit loads of people up. It got 200,000 complaints.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that.
But I don't want to do like a out of 10 out of this because it's completely subjective.
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because as a grown up now watching it, I'm like, it's still good up until that point.
Yes.
See, that's it. I marked it down purely based on the ending. I was with it right up until the end where it was too much. But as I said, I'm not watching it in its original context.
Yeah.
No.
So I've got to consider that as well. So I've given it 4 silver glory holes. Which I think is fair.
Yeah, no, I was going to say...
better than the fucking Monster Mash film that we did a couple of years ago.
Last Halloween, yeah. I mean, I'm going to go two gold-kissed apples. Because I just think it's a beautiful time capsule of stuff. Just that ending fucking sucks.
Yeah.
At least Parky levitate or something.
Yeah.
If they can make the Undertaker shoot lightning out of his fingers, at least let Parky, strap a sparkle to his knob.
Like he's having the quickening. I'm going to go 081 811 8181.
Really funny messes with the scoring system that will be used in the quiz later in the year.
We've not done scoring for so long. I thought I'd bring it back for this one just because it's a beautiful, beautiful, really sort of lovely thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you watched Ghost Stories?
The movie?
Well, yeah, they made it into
based on the play.
Yes.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, that might be worth doing on yours or something at some point.
Yeah, that did surprise me. Yeah, it's. I'm not going to say it's fun. But it's got quite the ending.
That tunnel bit fucked me off.
Yeah,
I was like, don't like that. Anyway. Yeah.
Fun thing to start off, James Facts. There is going to be a brief mention of suicide in James Facts. If you're not comfortable with that, that's absolutely fine. Just feel free to skip this bit and we'll see you next time. But for people staying with us, that was Ghostwatch 1992, same year as Bloodfist 3, Forced to Fight. That's the worst one.
I don't even remember. Was that the prison one?
That's the prison one, yeah.
Oh, that was terrible, yeah.
That was awful. Not even anything to do with the other two. They filmed this on videotape instead of using the typical 16mm film to make it look more homemade. We've talked about a bunch of things that they did in the making of this as well to make it feel lifelike and like it was happening in real life. They explained afterwards. So I think it was the producer Ruth Baumgarten said that they wanted to do it for a live broadcast on Halloween, but they didn't know for sure that they'd get that slot. And eventually it just sort of freed up and they did it. So it was sort of a happy coincidence, or unhappy coincidence as it turns out. So it actually felt live, whereas it might not have actually appeared like that in the first place at all.
Yeah.
That said, shortly before its transmission, the programme featured on the cover of the Radio Times, in which it was explained that it was a drama. It actually made the front page of the Radio Times as well, which is not hard to do, but it did have a certain visibility. That would have been in all the shops. Told you, do they still make the Radio Times?
Oh, yeah. Get it at Christmas.
Yeah, everyone does. You circle all the stuff you want to watch.
Yeah, and then you don't watch any of it. No.
Tape it all, then you go, in February, you go, who's taped this shit?
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, according to the BBC, it was on there first, so people would have had a chance to know Parkie's on something. It's on the front cover. So
but also, like,
not everybody buys it.
People don't read things as well,
Yeah.
do they?
There was that, and there was the TV Times as well, which always had a soap star on the front cover of it.
Yeah,
So
it was
you
always the
never used to buy
ITV
that
one until it wasn't. Yeah.
Nick Berry, thrusting.
Matt Berry. 11 million people saw this, which is huge.
Which you'll never get to ever again.
Nope.
You'll never get to those numbers ever again.
No,
She
no,
gave
you
birth
won't.
to Christ live on TV, and even
So
then
like-
I'll watch repeats of Forged in Fire.
There's only 4 channels at the time, so
Yeah.
it's a massive
Unless you
amount
had
of
Sky.
concentrated. Yeah, well, no.
We didn't even have the Channel 5 test card at that point.
No. Didn't even have Jack Doherty.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's name some more things. 20,000 people attempted to contact Parkinson to see if he was okay. A good maybe 5,000 of those resulted in complaints to the BBC about it. A vicar called in because he thought that the BBC was summoning demonic forces, which
Nice.
is
There's always
really
one, isn't there?
irritating.
Always one vicar who can't take a joke.
And then sadly, there was one person called Martin Denham, a teenager, who watched it and became really agitated throughout the broadcast. And days later, he ended his own life. There was radiators in his own home that were making a similar noise, continued to disturb him.
Sake.
Yeah.
As a result, the mood of this completely changed after broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
BBC had to issue an apology for not handling it better. And essentially, the BBC learned nothing about how to handle complaints or anything. But a lot of the people, so I've watched a bit of the documentary. As I was saying in the chat, I just fast forwarded all the way to bits to Craig Charles and Parkinson. But yeah, catching a bit of that, I think people felt like they should feel proud of it, but in the immediate aftermath, they were made to feel really guilty, and there was something about it should have gone for a BAFTA, and it got pulled at the last minute.
Jay, I think the producers and stuff pulled it because of the death. They were like, we don't want that.
Yeah,
Feels
we
a little
don't want to
bit.
get...
It's a horrible, horrible shame and what happened to that lad, and yeah.
It's just very difficult now to separate it as a piece of art, a piece of television, a piece of entertainment from what happened as it was released.
Yeah. Again,
And it's possible to do that, but maybe if you acted in it or you were responsible for it in some way, you're not able to do that. So yeah, fair enough. But that's why it leaves such a weird taste in the mouth. Ghostwatch. Writer Stephen Volk later won a BAFTA. He originally conceived it as a spooky 6-part drama, but was asked by Ruth Baumgarten, the producer, to create a 90-minute ghost story instead. The script was offered to Sarah initially, is the quote, and Mike, I think, happened to read it over her shoulder and said, "Can I be in it?" And I said to her, "Well, why don't we do it instead as an investigation, a mystery story, pretending it's a live transmission from a haunted house?"
No, you didn't.
Yeah, of course you took the credit for that. Yeah.
What comes across a lot from this is people saying War of the Worlds a lot. So the famous
I didn't think of that, but
War
yeah,
of the
you're
Worlds.
absolutely right.
That comes across over and over
Isn't
again as though
all
it's
that
intended.
fake as well, though.
Yeah, that's the
there
whole
wasn't
thing.
really a War of the Worlds. Yeah, you're quite right. It was fictionalized.
What other world were we warring on?
Mars. The chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1.
Uranus.
I shall present my glory hall to them.
Volk also told the BBC that Ruth arrived with a white face and said that the switchboard, that's how many years ago you can't arrive with a white face anymore, said that the switchboard had been jammed at the BBC.
Daddy!
I laughed lightly and she said very seriously, no, they really are jammed with people who are very irate. But Volk went on to write an episode of Ghosts for the BBC in 1995 and then created the TV series Afterlife as well, the one with Andrew Lincoln in it, not the one with Ricky Gervais in it.
No.
I didn't really like it, didn't care
I
for it.
thought
That's
Andrew
like the
Lincoln.
vampire and the werewolf and the ghost living together.
It's a lecturer and his son died and then he gets a brain aneurysm or something.
Yeah.
That
And
sounds
starts seeing
shit.
ghosts.
Yeah,
It is
Andrew Lincoln,
weird.
of course, in keeping with the podcast, played Egg in this life. There you go.
Eggs! Everyone,
Eggs.
if
Hang
you
on,
bought
what?
your special limited edition Hallmark Greatness egg, we will be selling.
No, he starred in that thing, didn't he? The Walking Egg. But I don't know.
You are a nude egg.
Let's get through this, please. Leslie Manning, the director, told The Guardian, I thought the fact that it was a drama was obvious. It was trailed by such a continuity announcer, and it opened with the written by credit. However, many viewers thought that the program was a real-time documentary, including, apparently, Michael Parkinson's own mother. Hopefully she deduced that it was staged before.
Shit.
I was thinking this.
Is it like Norman Bates' mum? Jesus Christ.
In the months that
She was
followed,
in the glory hole.
The BBC, according to her, received over
It's
30,000
Sarah's
complaints and imposed a 10-year ban on it being shown again.
Wow. That explains why I never saw it again.
Again,
there was-
but everyone remembered it.
Yeah.
It was a producer who remembered receiving a letter from one woman asking for compensation because her husband had soiled the new pair of trousers. Got saliva all over them, maybe.
Ghostwatch compo face.
Didn't say with what. It could have been with
Was it a cheese and pickle sandwich?
front leakage as opposed to back leakage. He could have done a sex bee in his pants.
Dr. Lynn Pascoe, Gillian Bevan, was excited to be trying out for a female director, female casting director, and female producer, but ended up playing with this sort of host presenter role. Really enjoyed working with Michael Parkinson. Said, looking back now, it was seemingly amazingly ahead of its time, anticipating Big Brother and 7 years before the Blair Witch Project. Sarah Green and Mike Smith married in real life. They used that, so I think it was quite clever actually that the script initially didn't anticipate there being husband and wife, but that introduced jeopardy on his part and also loads of in jokes. So that wasn't part of the original idea, but they worked that in.
He's dead now, of course. I wonder if he's haunted.
I've got that here. Yeah, Mike Smith died in 2014 from a ghost.
from a ticker tape fax machine in the studio.
Pam Early
finally got his revenge.
Pam Early, Britt Brennan. She's got credits for Excalibur was her first film, 1981's Excalibur.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Good start.
Who
Banger.
bombed Birmingham, 1990?
I don't know,
And-
Threads.
The IRA.
The IRA is correct.
Hey, I win a prize. Give me my egg.
And the TV movie Guinevere in 1994, her worst rated film on IMDb, which is described in one review as containing enough British ethnical slurs to start a war.
Ooh.
Future podcast episode.
Yeah, when we get into racism season.
And I'll finish on Dr. Emilio Silvestri. Colin Stinton was a veteran actor. I think he's still alive, actually. Veteran actor with over 108 film credits, including some serious ones like Rush, Tomorrow Never Dies, and The Bourne Ultimatum.
Bought his own
also
white suit.
Chasing Leprechauns, 2012.
What?
Should I give up? Or should I just keep chasing leprechauns?
And also in the Jean-Claude Van Damme film Second in Command, 2006. The new military attaché is also second in command at the US Embassy in Moldavia. The loser of the recent presidential election isn't letting that stop him. The president seeks protection at the US Embassy, bringing it under attack.
Ooh.
So
I've
there's
never heard
something
of that, but yeah. We've not done a Van Damme since Street Fighter. Yeah.
with good reason.
Another little fun fact that I found out watching that documentary: the cat noises. I've hung on to this because I've just remembered it now. They wanted to use a pitch that would annoy pets at home.
Ah.
Oh wow.
But they were told they couldn't do it because the tape's compressed and it wouldn't come
Yeah.
through and stuff. But fuck, how good's that?
Yeah.
Like
smart.
they were like,
That's smart.
we want to agitate your pets at
Yeah.
home. Like it's like the South Park thing where they used to "Hey Alexa" thing. Hey
I
Google.
thought you were going to go the brown note, but yeah.
Well, yes, it's similar. But yeah, I was just like that's kind of why what happened to that boy is horrible. Yes,
Mhm.
but it's visionary in its
Hmm.
scope.
Yeah.
Also, someone should have said, "You're right."
Mm. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm not blaming anyone, but again, this is that thing of like. Also, saying there was a clear thing at the start. It's 90 minutes long. If you would come home from the pub, stuck it on, you'd be like, "Fucking hell, we've summoned Beelzebub." Like,
If you were the local vicar, paying in the communion wine.
Calvin Robinson, YMCA in the background, yeah.
And with that, James Fax disappears into the thickness, be ready, of ectoplasm to resurface another time.
Gets pulled off into the glory hole. I ain't done reviews for this because they're all overwhelming. Like, I remember watching this as basically me planting
what we've just done. Yeah.
And I encourage you to go out and watch it. It is on Prime. It's like £3 to keep forever. You can find it illegally streamed elsewhere. The documentary is on YouTube.
It's on that site with bums on it.
It's on the Ladies Bottom website. We talk about it a lot. Dean put me onto a YouTube channel where it's put together all bits from like Right to Reply and points of view and talk shows afterwards, and people are very angry about it. And I'm like, in hindsight now, going, it was a show. You can clearly tell it's a show, but people go, we were lied to. It's a fascinating little conundrum of a nugget. It really is, and I encourage all of you to go out and watch it because while we may have just shat all over it. It's beautiful. It really is one of those things. It's cracking telly. And
it's a moment, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. It's a moment that you'll never get again.
Whenever I mentioned it to people, they go, fucking Ghostwatch. Everyone remembers it because it had 11 million viewers. That's probably the population of Britain at the time.
That's not a fact.
No, that's not a fact at all. And that's nothing to do with immigration for anyone starts. But like, it was a huge thing. And go and watch it. For the first time ever, I think we're saying we've watched something great.
Yeah,
go and watch.
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, and then listen to this.
Oh yeah, don't. Yeah. Or don't. Just watch it. Don't listen to this. Or do. Or don't. I don't know. I'm not Pipes.
You're not a cop.
I can't make you do stuff. I can't put pipes in. No. So yeah. That's that. I mean, happy Halloween, gentlemen.
Indeed.
Will you be standing behind the door with a bowl of sweets, or you'll be turning the lights off and telling them, fuck off?
No, I've got all the sweets. I've got some spooky music for the speaker. I've got a red light bulb, which might me look a little bit like I'm sort of seeing. But I've got blood all over a white t-shirt. Yeah, I'm dead excited. Absolutely dead excited. And I am going to be...
Whoa. Let's circle back to the red light bulb, Roxanne.
And I'm going to be scaring the shit out of some kids in our straight.
Lovely stuff. There's no kids near you, is it? It's all the lady that brings you sex pies.
Wait, is this me? Oh yeah, I got a pie delivery the other day. That's completely apropos. Nothing.
I said I'm looking at you. You can't tell where I'm looking, can you? Yeah.
Red pudding, yeah.
Red pudding pie.
Lovely.
It's got delivered, yeah. It's been a bone of major contention in our household because Katie did not get one and cannot eat the one that I was given.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. Have a very, very happy Halloween. We're also celebrating Diwali this weekend.
Yay.
So if you're doing that, have a very happy Diwali. I've got to go and put more lights up now because
it's not the festival of sitting around doing now. It's the festival of lights, Joe. So
Yeah, and it's also the festival of making shitloads of bastards in food, mate.
Right.
Yeah. The slow cooker won't know what to hit it. Right? It's been sat in that box for like 6 months doing now since I made brisket, and then it's going to be like, bam, all the food all at once, all for you, like that crow. Anyway, your favourite lines and then
so
many from this.
Saliva all over the mackerel.
I was going to it, or I was so mad.
Can I smell the hanky?
Wheel that sophisticated technology in here.
I love the sophisticated technology.
After the glory hole, I wrote to the council.
Something has gone very wrong with that ghost story.
Something or someone.
Didn't believe that story about Mother Seddons, did you? Fee, fi, fo, fum.